Right, just need to drop the camera. But just wanted to share a little bit of nature's beauty with you and come on with a wonderful sister of mine, Amba. And as we are in this beautiful fairyland, land of the giants, I wanted to just check in with you and see what this sort of nature, and we've got Jenny here, this is Amber's lovely dog, what nature means to you and coming to these places which are kind of untouched by human hand, what you get from it, what you get from the fae or the trees and earth intimacy.
Absolutely. I mean, nature has always been kind of something that I've always come back to, particularly in, I guess, times of struggle and suffering. And it's always humbled me coming into a forest, being by water. It's given me that bigger picture, and it gives me an opportunity to come into my nature. That's why I love it so much.
Yeah, I'm
reminded of that. Yeah.
And as part of you obviously being a practitioner of yoga, African yoga, and you working with the elementals with elements in your practice and sure water, is this kind of activated? Like, let me just show the water. Yeah. Is this kind of an activating environment for you? What words does it evoke, and what kind of sensations to come up when you're here?
So, absolutely, it activates. It's a form of study, because particularly with African yoga and other modalities, when you do movements or poses based on an element, for example water, you have to embody water. So you've got to spend time with it, you've got to look at it, hear it, and all these things in order to kind of realise that that's actually part of you too. I am water, I'm air, I am earth, all these things, ether, so fire. So yeah, it's part of the practice for sure.
Embodiment practice, beautiful. And so when we at the minute, lots of people, and I know another practitioner, Kelly, shout out Kelly if she ever watches these, but earth intimacy, 2:22 on the clock. Yes. What does that mean to you? Because I know it's kind of built into little nature bugs and fairies like us anyway. It's part of our day to day. But what is an earth intimacy practice? What does it mean to you? Because I know you also showed me that lovely book which talks about the various seasons and things that you're reading at the minute. So
yes. So earth intimacy is something I've been, I guess, exploring for a number of years, and it's slowly unfolded as being a metaphor for life. So when you go into nature, you will see certain things, and it almost acts as a mirror. So over the years, I've done forest bathing, where I've just sat in nature in a forest and listened. So just activating all those senses, you know, sometimes it's taste with foraging, sometimes it's smells of the forest, of flowers like honeysuckle, and sometimes it's you know, touch, you know, the texture of leaves, tree barks, the earth, you know, getting a little bit dirty.
Oh yes,
and
please.
The thing that I guess I'm more intimate with now is impermanence and death, because you see the seasons change, you see trees lose their leaves and let go of everything that they've built over the previous season. So nature has actually been my biggest teacher when it comes to death and end of life.
Beautiful. That is you must have felt me telepathically, which is growing at the minute, because next on the cards was, as both end of life doulas, we've sort of come on this journey together. And I was talking, I mean, I don't know if I'll post it or not, but I think it was Malidoma Patrice Sommeil that was talking about, you know, all the spirits come to nature when they transition. And this is why when we come to nature, we don't feel like we're alone, because there's so much energy, and there are souls watching and here for to help our alignment and peace and harmony and integration. And so with that ending and death and impermanence that you're talking about, and everything is temporary and end of life work, how do you feel nature has nature impacted the way that you are looking at your end of life doula support and the journey, wherever we take it, you know, together or individually? What can we learn from nature in terms of like moving through the last stages of life and healing?
Absolutely. I think it's that link between growth and abundance and endings, and the destruction and the decay of all things happens, and that is actually the time point of birth of something else.
Beautiful.
So we are infinite, you know, we are eternal, but maybe not in the form like this.
Yes.
And we transform into whatever is waiting for us next.
I hear you.
So that's my kind of philosophy on it, is when I come into nature, you know, at the moment we've just had mushroom season and the mushrooms are now decaying and disintegrating, and they're providing nutrients for the next spring, when we'll have things like wild garlic and whatnot. So it's all a cycle. You can't have that beautiful wild garlic without the decay of something else, and then, you know, the wild garlic decays and something else comes. I'm not sure. More nettles or something. So it's all a cycle, and just letting go of the forms, because it's all, you know.
I hear you very
creation.
much. Levels of acceptance and endings, and obviously Ouroboros infinity. And with oh, sorry, I just see a little animal in the. Oh, look at the little birdie thrush. With the end of life doula work, like, and maybe the themes of transitioning and restlessness and closure and things that we naturally want to, I can't really, I'm trying to sort of find the words around it, but wind up or come to terms with or accept as we move towards later stages of our lives. And for me, working with psilocybin and things like that also can help to open up and potentially resolve trauma healing, and also bring joy and spark beautiful sort of inner child memories back. Is there anything that you want to share about how you observe or how you feel about moving towards later stages of our lives, and I don't know, taking risks or resolution, and might just need to. Sorry, I'm just going to show you the water because it's absolutely incredible. Of how we flow through from sort of the earlier stages of life to elder.
Yeah, I think the thing I want to say here is that when we're children, we are like this empty cup, and we look to our elders, whether it's our parents, our grandparents, to share their experiences so that we can level up for our ancestors, for our world. So when you come to those later stages of life, I think some of the restlessness is that you're a full cup. And not every elder gets the opportunity to actually empty and share what they know with the new people, the young people. And I think we've got a problem in society because we don't necessarily respect the elders, so they don't actually have anything to, you know, empty into.
Offload, agreed.
And we're kind of in this dangerous time where we're going to lose a lot of information. And I think intuition is going to become really important because they're still here when they transition, and we're going to have to connect that way. So we'll see how it goes, but
not I think if we've got anything to do with it.
Absolutely. Honour the elders always.
And I think it's beautiful.
That's what I would say, is that we will resolve, those things can be resolved really quickly in the end of life, because, you know, as I don't know this, well, I do know this previous lives, but not in this form. But there will be an urgency to share what is known, and resolutions will come, but they might come after the death, in the transition phase through the spirit form. So what I want to say is the resolution might not be in physical, and it might be later. Energetic, exactly. And we have to be more accepting of this, because this is where we're at, you know.
I think that's a beautiful share. I love the analogy of the cup, and I do think that at the point that we're in history, as you said, I'm feeling the urgency, the elders sharing. I'm feeling like there is a loss at end of life where we don't come together with elders and youth to share, because we all need each other. And I think there's so many dogs here right now, I'm kind of completely tapped into dog energy, but I think when we start to talk about energetics and live through energetics, it's really what you say about being open to that, Amber, and knowing that not everything does get resolved in the physical. Even when people are still alive, not everything happens in the physical realm. And so when we start to live in a world of energetics and non-physical, we can heal and resolve a lot before we transition, and also just get messages from other realms, and it all helps with the collective healing. So a little bit of mixed nature messages, because there's lots of energies now coming through doggy daycare. But yeah, just want to say thank you, Amber, and
Come on, here, this way.
we'll chat soon.